Salute to morning bread buddies. How are we doing? How has your week been? What's your pick of the week? Let me know in the comments. I always love to see it so much. I'm just in the middle of packing up because Lawrence and I are heading over to Le Manoir for an overnight stay. This is a place that we've actually been to before to celebrate, I think it was like Lawrence's parents' either wedding anniversary or his dad's birthday, something like that. It's in Oxfordshire, but they got in touch with me and asked if we wanted to come have a complimentary stay. It will forever blow my mind that that kind of stuff happens. We love to travel, we love to do staycations, and finding places as well in the UK that have that kind of like nice elevated side to them, I guess, is something that we're always trying to find, because when we go away somewhere, we want it to be special. We spent a lot of time and effort working on our house and renovating it. So if we go somewhere, we want it to be better than our own space, if that makes sense. And it's dog friendly. That's another thing that we're always trying to find. We're trying to find dog friendly places too, because we want to be able to bring Oishi with us. It's always a bit of a burden to have to give him to someone else. It's just packing everything up, and I think I'm actually not going to wear what I was just wearing, because you know, like when it's really muggy, especially with polyester kind of knits, I was starting to get a little bit clammy in that vest, so I've taken that off. But I'm going to put on, I think I've showed you guys this already, I got this in the Zara sale. I think it's a really good jacket, that kind of smart casual look. It's kind of got a worker's jacket vibe to it, but also kind of like country-esque as well. So I'm going to wear this. This is the full outfit here. I think this is like good for going to Le Manoir. It looks like casual but not too OTT. I mean, I never know, like these places are really fancy, like it's a 2 Michelin star, so I don't know if I'll be out of place, because I always feel like in Oxford as well, like Oxfordshire, it can either be full of like really fancy people, or it can be full of people who are actually quite casually fancy, if that makes sense, like wearing things like Barber and dressing down, that kind of look. So this is what I'm personally going to go for to wear. We've got the next shoes that I showed you guys on last week's vlog. These are COS jeans. I think this is a colourful standard basic white tee, and then that Zara jacket, and then we have APC bag. I'm probably going to wear this tomorrow morning as well, so we'll just like repurpose this over 2 days. We have arrived. Oh my god, guys, this place. Also, Lawrence and I didn't realise, look at us. His is a better one, his is APC, but this place, so we're in a little courtyard.
Mine on first, by the way. She's copying me.
Oh, you did actually have yours on first, yeah.
I even came and showed you.
Our room is absolutely beautiful. I'll give you a room tour in a second. We're just going to take a stroll around the grounds now. But it's really lovely. They give you a glass of champagne when you arrive. Not champagne, English sparkling, from a local vineyard in like the Henley area. This is the little courtyard bit that our room is on. The service is impeccable as well. Lawrence pulled his car up and straight away someone here ready to take our stuff. We brought our electric charger with us as well, because Lawrence's car is hybrid. Obviously you have to pay for it to be charged, but you get better car spaces and things like that, so we're getting better at bringing the charging cable with us. So we started to plug it in, and there was a guy there straight away going, oh okay, I'll plug it in for you. Someone with a clipboard straight away at reception with your names, ready to welcome you. Room was all ready. Absolutely impeccable service.
Laura was wonderful.
Laura was absolutely wonderful. I didn't get the guy's name who welcomed us at the car though. Did you get his name? Can't remember, but let's have a little stroll now. So beautiful. It feels just very private in this area as well. So there's like the courtyard that used to be the stables, but I think if you weren't staying here, you just wouldn't venture to this area. Here's the main house. How stunning. This is the main bit here. I think if you were to get a taxi into the place, this is where you'd probably be brought in. And reception is through here. So this is the bit here where you check in, and then this here is where you get your little first glass of champagne. Dogs are allowed in rooms, on the grounds. That's pretty much it. They're not allowed in any of the restaurants and the lounge areas, which is fine because Oishi is a very chill dog and we're just going to leave him in the room. And that's the other thing, we can leave him in the room. We've stayed in some dog friendly places before where they then say you can't leave them in the room, but they're fine with doing that here. So we're going to be leaving Oishi in the room when we go for dinner in a second, and we're going to walk through this bit here. There's the kitchen gardens over there. We've got the organic vegetable garden, then the 17th century water garden. This here, so I think this is where the chefs will do picking of the vegetables each morning. 17th century water garden, the Japanese tea garden of Factsuan. They need to do some trimming here, don't they? And then the herb garden that way. Oh, look at this. So we asked Laura, who checked us in, as to if we were to come down in the morning tomorrow to see the chefs picking some vegetables, what time would that be? And what was it, 8:15 or 8:30?
8:20.
8:20, very precise, is when they come to do that. Got loads of like cornflowers here. I'm guessing they would use these for lots of decoration on salads and stuff. We have fennel here, salads. We'll do the Japanese garden first. We've walked this before when we came here for dinner. This is a lovely thing. You come here for dinner and you can walk around the vegetable garden and these bits here that we're going to. It's so tranquil. It's really, really beautiful. We made a proper day out of it when we came here before with Lawrence's family. It was a real special occasion. We all just potted around. We came here a little bit earlier, didn't we? And had a little cup of tea in the courtyard bit, walked around the gardens, then had dinner. This is the garden, the Japanese water garden here. Raymond is just over there, and we were walking through here, and he walks past, and like we make eye contact, Raymond and I just go, oh! That was my response, just go, oh! I don't know what quite to do with myself. Back in our room, this is insane. Like, this room is ridiculous. It's like their top tier one. I never would be able to stay in a place like this off my own back, so I'm like so grateful for this. But there's like this whole living space here which is massive, like double height ceilings. They've very kindly as well given us a bottle of Verve. We have here a little box of chocolates that they made in the kitchen, or it's now I've already dug in and had a couple of them. It's like beautiful little chocolates that they've made, which I'll probably have later on with a cup of tea after dinner. This setup here for Oishi, and they've given us some doggy dog wash. There's also some biscuits in here as well for Oishi, these like lavender biscuits that he's really been enjoying. And something over here, I've actually seen great things about this online, but this is their lemon drizzle cake, and I think Raymond Blanc actually adapted this from his mum's recipe. It's supposed to be absolutely delicious. I don't think we'll eat it on this trip, but there's little boxes, I'll show you in a second, in the dressing area where you can put the cake in there to take home, which is a really lovely little touch. We have a fruit plate. I'll be taking those peaches home for sure. There's a lovely little courtyard bit here. And that door there leads into the bedroom bit, which is through here. Absolutely gorgeous. Dressing room through here. Look at this. This is massive. These are the boxes here that I was just saying about. So we're going to put the lemon cake in one of those and take that home. And then the bathroom through here. Lovely massive bath, double vanity, shower. I do think the bathroom is a tiny bit dated, considering this is like £2,500 a night. Insane price. Like I say, I don't think we'd ever be able to stay somewhere like this. But if you wanted to do a really special stay, especially as with that room, apparently you can hire this whole suite to get married in. So if you wanted to have like an intimate wedding, you can do it. So the woman was explaining us actually, and I think this is a really sweet idea. Your aisle is through the door, and then they remove all the furniture in here, and then they put chairs down here, and then you get married in front of that massive window there. This would be a great room to hire for that. But yeah, £2,500, it's a lot. I think the cheapest room here, Laura was saying, is £1,500 a night. Again, very expensive. That's rent for most people, or mortgages for most people. So special occasion for sure. I think you might be able to find some last minute deals for around £800. Tell me what you think, because I think as lovely as this is, I do think it's quite inaccessible. Service is absolutely impeccable. It's amazing. If you want the best service ever and a very bougie experience, this is great. But yeah, very expensive. A little change for dinner. I've gone quite simple-ish, I guess. I feel like this is a good mix of dressing up and not being too dressy. I always feel a little bit out of place being too dressed up. Old H&M knit top, H&M skirts. I think these are H&M shoes as well. They're like these jelly kind of ones. And I'll have my APC bag and Zara jacket. We're gonna go onto the terrace bit, I think, and have a little aperitif. We can take Small with us there. So we're gonna take his food out. He can have his dinner on the terrace with us. And then we can bring him back to the room and go for dinner because dogs aren't allowed in the actual restaurant, so we'll have to put them in the room. And it's funny, Laura, who was checking us in, she was saying that because they do turn down, which is, oh, that's something I want to show you as well. They have a pillow menu. So if you don't like the kind of pillows that they've got here already, there is one called a temperature regulating one. But yeah, they do turn down service, which normally that means that they just take the main pillows off the bed, they draw the curtains for you. Some places they'll put a bottle of water on the side, like the bedside for you. We've been to one before where they put a weather report for the next day out for you, and in the bathroom they might replenish any towels that you've used, any flannels that you've used. Sometimes if you've left your jewellery out, which I have, they'll put all of your jewellery onto flannels, and if you've left any makeup out, they'll put them all out really nicely. And Laura was saying that whoever is going to do turn down, well, whoever's the turn down team are going to be fighting over this room because of Oishi. What are you feeling, John and Negroni?
Yeah, for sure.
Negroni Florence always. I've got a rosé. Lawrence has Negroni. £24 for a cocktail and a wine here. They've got a green Michelin star and 3 Michelin keys. What does that mean? It's like the highest of like the hotel ratings of like, yeah, Michelin stars for hotels. Got our little menu here. So we're just having a drink out in the garden. This is the little view that we have. Got the house there. Oishi's just had his dinner and sat down on his blanket. And then this is our menu. Yes, we have a tomato dish. Then we have a salmon and buttermilk one. So that's going to be like a crudo-y vibe. Confit salmon. Risotto with the garden vegetables. Sea bass, squid and saffron. The lamb, courgette. We said that'd be courgette. Sheep's curd and basil that we saw in the polytunnel. This is going to be interesting. The blackcurrant soft meringue, vanilla chantilly and marshmallow. I would say that meringue is essentially marshmallow, so that's going to be interesting how that goes. Another dessert, I don't know what almondine is. I'm guessing it's some sort of cake or biscuit maybe, I don't know. Almond milk ice cream sounds interesting. And then the very best, oh, it's an optional course. Yes, we're going for an optional course. Very best of artisanal British and French cheeses, and then petit fours. And then you can also get a wine pairing as well. I'm guessing it's going to be really fancy plated up, you know, when it's like really decadent and pretty, you know. So our server said that, because Raymond was sat literally across, like on a table over there with his wife, and Lawrence said to the woman serving us, does he mind if people come over and say hello? Because we wanted to like do a drive-by and say that. She said, no, he absolutely loves it. Do you want me to actually send him over? We can see he's now working his way around some tables. So I'm going to like leave you guys here, and hopefully he's going to come, because I want it to be, I don't want to be like have the camera in his face, you know. So you're going to stay here. We're just going to drink, and hopefully Raymond will come over and say hello. Hello.
I didn't expect you to be here. It's lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. What a pleasure.
Oh,
this is
Natalia, Raymond partner.
Hi Natalia, lovely to see you. How are you doing? You're
Love your
absolutely
jeans.
gorgeous. Oh yeah, he was saying your jeans are amazing.
H&M.
Are they?
See?
Hello.
H&M.
Wow.
You little one.
Yeah, this is Oishi.
We were watching you pee.
Okay, good. 15 minutes, Raymond and Natalia, his wife, were, I think it's his wife, I don't know if they're married, partner, yeah, 15 minutes just stood chatting about loads of stuff. It wasn't like surface level, it was like in depth. What a guy. What a guy. So nice, right?
Just, yeah, I mean, never meet your heroes, but what a genuinely lovely man.
Genuinely lovely, and Natalia, his wife or partner, like both of them. Also, he said we're not here often, like once every 2 months. So for this to coincide with that, yeah, what a guy, what a guy.
It was just so nice how down to earth it was. It just felt like talking to a
It really felt like we were talking to a couple of mates. Raymond. Fergus has got this amazing basket of bread here.
So we have the classic French baguette, our sun-dried tomato and roasted garlic, our mashed potato and beer batter roll, fig and raisin, the bacon roll. Finally, our sourdough slice.
Fergus is going to come around with a bread basket regularly, and I'm very happy about the situation. I've gone for this tomato one, although I feel like the bacon one needs to get gone. We have some salted butter to go with this as well. We're in the glass house bit. I would say that if you're coming here, I would say book in this room rather than the other room, because it's just like more of a vibe here in the glass house bit, but this is what it looks like.
People always sit in this room and the other room.
So this is our main restaurant, then it's just depending on how busy we are. And then if we get even more busy, we have our private, like very small private room in there, which we can put up to about 5 tables, I believe.
So is this all full this evening?
It is, yes. It's a medley of Sicilian tomatoes paired with our sourdough crackers. And we finish with one of Raymond Blanc's classics, his tomato essence.
Good morning, guys. It is a beautiful day in a Manoir. Just had to leave Oishi in the room. Normally he's fine. Normally he's absolutely fine being left alone. But today he just like came running up to like follow us to the back door and just looking at us with the most saddest eyes. I do think that's the one thing here. It'd be maybe quite nice to be able to, especially on days like today when you could eat breakfast on the terrace maybe and bring your dog along with you. I think it's understandable with dinner to not be able to bring dogs because it's a Michelin star restaurant, that kind of thing, but maybe for breakfast it'd be quite nice to have your little doggo with you. But yeah, what a beautiful day. We've got even croquet set out on the lawn today. Maybe we'll have a little game of that before we go. We're gonna have some breakfast. We'll give you a debrief in a bit as well about dinner too. There's a mixture of both continental and hot cooked breakfast. So this is the continental spread here. You've got like cheeses, nuts. Why do you need these? There's nothing on the continental spread that requires shallots, which is a bit interesting. Got a load of fruits here, cheeses, meats, nut toppings, yogurts. And then over here, look at all these beautiful pastries. Like this looks amazing. I think we're gonna have to get whatever this guy is. A little pan au chocolat.
So this wing here was put on, and when Raymond bought the property in 1984, this was what was here. So a lot of what we're going to see on this tour is actually what he has created along the years. Proceeds of this, 20% will go to King's Foundation. This is our veg garden. It's around 2 acres, including the footprint of the polytunnels over there, and I believe the herb garden as well.
So we've just done the garden tour that they put on. I think it's every day at 9:45, and I asked them, do you ever give out? This is just some of the things that I ask is ridiculous. I'm very aware of it. I said, do you ever give out some of your apple branches so that people can graft to their own apple trees? And the person doing the tour was like, never done that, but we can do that. So we're just popping back down. We've just done the garden tour, which was great, really informative and beautiful day for it. We're now just going to get some branches of their apples so we can graft them onto our own ones, which is essentially where you take a little nook out of your branch of your apple tree and then shove in the branch of another one, and then they'll kind of like mould together, and then you can have different varieties of apples on one tree. We'll hopefully get some from the Manoir, which is exciting.
Some good 1 year growth. Now I'm going to take this up right here because it's nice and thick, which means we're going to be able to get a better bud from it. Take that off. So we need to take off some of these leaves because we're bud grafting.
Yeah. What's the difference between bud grafting and the other one?
Bud grafting, and then you get whip and tongue grafting, and there's all sorts of different grafts you can do, but bud grafting is what you would do at this time of year, and literally we're just going to cut off a bud with some of the cambium layer, which is underneath that bark.
Yeah.
And that cambium layer needs to match up with the cambium layer on the notch you're going to make in your tree back home. YouTube's your friend.
Yeah, I was about to say, it'll be fine.
So we need to find a nice fat bud, so that's not too bad there. And what we would do, again, you'd normally use a knife for this, but we don't have one at the moment. So we are going to take that bud off. We've left a little bit of a handle, so we don't want to touch the bud, and we don't really want to touch that. And then that, you will make, let's just pretend, you'll make a notch, so it won't be in your 1 year growth, but it'll be in your 2 or over, and then you'll make a notch here. So again, you've got that cambium layer there showing. So that's that nice green.
That's the cambium layer, the green.
And then we need to match that up. That would match up with that.
Yeah.
And then you'll get some tape
Yeah.
And you'll tape that round and make sure that that contact is there at all times. You can use floristry tape, that's what I would use. Some people use electrical tape and things like that.
Fine.
That's literally it. That's all we're doing.
Hey guys, we are back. Quite fortunate actually, Le Manoir isn't that far from us. It's about an hour drive and it's the village, not the village, it's like a really short drive from Lawrence's parents' house too. So I think Lawrence was saying that he actually used to, when he was younger, as a teenager, because his mum worked for a wine shop, he used to deliver the wine to Le Manoir. I asked for some of their starter as well, so I thought we could try this out together, because with the ones, I don't know if you were following my Instagram where I brought back loads of starter from our East Coast road trip, but all of the starters there I had to feed to keep them alive. So they didn't have any of the natural, I mean they would have, but when I take a starter, because when I take these starters from places, it's for fun. Like I have my own starter, it's more just to have a little collection of them and have a little library of various different starters. And to be able to say that you've got a starter from Le Manoir, I think is quite a good one to do. When I was in America, to keep them alive, I obviously had to feed them, and they just would have naturally lost some of the original bacteria that they would have had from being fed on the other places. But because we've literally just come back and they fed this one's called Mama, because they fed it literally last night, I think they fed it, super active, I can dry it out straight away. So all I'm gonna do is, got my starter here and I've got some baking paper, just gonna spread it out onto this. I'm probably gonna need a couple of sheets because you want it to be quite thin. But if I spread this out, then I can put this on a piece of cardboard on the dining table where it can get like a nice amount of like natural sunlight, and it will dry out, and then I can crumble it all up and put it in a tiny little pot, then keep it as a nice little souvenir. I need to actually get some more little pots. I was saying this on my Instagram that the best pots to store starter in, especially if you're bringing it home from somewhere, these little ones are quite good, but I think glass is better, because especially if you're going on an aeroplane, you don't want them to seep out, that kind of thing. Baby food pots, they're the best because they're relatively cheap and they hold just the perfect amount of stuff. If you're ever in need of transporting any starter, or even storing it, if you want to do what I do and just have a little bit of a sourdough starter library, just tiny little pots of baby food you can fill with all the different starters you collect. Give you a debrief of Le Manoir and the dinner. It's a really beautiful place. I think if you're after somewhere that's very classic, very old money, the clientele there, and I guess this is probably why they invited me along, because I would imagine they want to start reaching out to a younger audience. That's my only understanding of it. Lawrence did say you should ask when you get invited on these things. And I don't know why I don't, I just forget. Why you? Why have they reached out to you? Because there'd be so many other content creators that, I don't know, maybe align with their current clientele a little bit more. So is it that they want to reach out to a different kind of audience, which is why I'm there? It'd be quite interesting actually to ask and to find out. But yeah, if you're after something that's a little bit more elevated, the service there is absolutely impeccable. It's kind of like, I've never actually stayed at the Ritz, but I'd imagine it's the kind of service that you would get staying at the Ritz. Like whenever you pass a member of staff member, it's like, hello ma'am, and things like that. It's really fun and exciting because you're not used to that kind of thing ever. But it does get to a point where you just feel a little bit like, oh, it's okay. Like I don't need you to carry my bags for me. I guess that's just what that level of service expects there, right? Look at that. And I would say as well, the small like interactions with some of the staff that aren't necessarily front of house are the ones that I enjoy the most. So after dinner, we were able to go around the kitchen, and actually Raymond showed us. So he was at the table across from us, and we were like asking to do a little bit of a tour of the kitchen. He got up and took us and like gave us a bit of an intro to it, introduced us to I think it was the head chef Thomas, before Thomas took us round and showed us the whole of the kitchen in depth. And it was those moments that I really enjoyed because, oh my gosh, like it's so fascinating, especially seeing like back of house things, having a little bit more of a down to earth conversation with people as well. You know, chefs are really on a level and they understand the passion that Lawrence and I have for food. and I asked for things like the sourdough starter and really geeked out with the pastry chef about how they do their sourdough and all their process for things. So they can really tell that there's a real passion there with us. For the actual dinner, it was a really beautiful, and I think Lawrence and I did look online, and with some of the rooms you can, or with all of the rooms, you can actually get a package. So it's like a breakfast and dinner combination thing. So as expensive as the rooms are, they vary anything from, I think you can get the room without any dinner and breakfast only for £800. Not the one that we were in, but some of the other ones. So you can get a standard room for £800, and that includes breakfast, but then you can have a dinner package with it where you can have their tasting menu. There's 2 different kinds, one that's 3 courses, one that's 7 courses. You can add that onto there and it'll be, I think it was something like £1,200 to have the dinner element included as well. Obviously that's not going to include any drinks too, so drinks will be on top of it. So you're looking, when you're coming to the Manoir, you're spending at least £800 without dinner. So it's a £1,200 stay for one night, which is ridiculous. It definitely, like, that's rent and mortgage. And as much as I loved it, and I'm so grateful to be invited, I can't help but think how accessible is this to people? Because there's other places that are still extremely expensive. Estelle Manor is one of them. So Estelle Manor is like £600 a night that we've been to, and you don't get dinners included with Estelle Manor, but there are things like a pool there, and there's more restaurants, since the styling of it is a little bit more modern rather than classic French. So I think it just depends on what your budget is, what your wants are with something, how you want to celebrate something, what you're able to put towards a big celebration like that. Because I don't know, for me, I don't think a lot of people, myself included, have £1,200 to just spend on one night. If Le Manoir are trying to appeal to a new audience, I do think that the price maybe needs to be looked at as well. It depends on what Le Manoir are trying to achieve, what they want their business to look like. Do you know what I mean? And for the rest of the day, I'm just going to crack on with a little bit of work. Big thing tomorrow, we're going to go outdoors. We need to get a tent because we're going to Wilderness Festival next week. That's going to be next week's vlog, going to Wilderness Festival. We're really fortunate in that. My friend's a yoga teacher and she's teaching yoga at Wilderness Festival, and she got 4 tickets to give to other people, camping tickets. So we're able to camp in the performers section, which I don't know how that's going to differ from being a member of the public section. No idea. Will it be closer to the actual festival? I have really no clue. I've only ever been to Wilderness Festival one time for the day, and it's a really relaxed festival compared to ones like Glastonbury, things like that. It's quite bohemian, and they do things like, there's an amazing thing they do, I think it's on the Saturday of Wilderness Festival, they do poet reading, and Olivia Colman was there last year doing this beautiful reading of a poet. Lots of wild swimming, doing yoga that my friend's going to be teaching. So we're really excited for that, but we don't have a tent and we've never camped. I really don't actually know where to start. We were looking at loads of things on Amazon. We were just getting a little bit overwhelmed with it, and also the delivery times and stuff wasn't working out. So we thought, let's just go outdoors, look at the tents in person, speak to someone who actually knows what they're talking about. And we've just been ordering other bits on Amazon as well that we might need for this. So tomorrow the task is find a tent. But for now, I'm just going to crack on with some work, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, guys. It is tent buying day. I'm actually so excited for this. I do think it's the right thing to do to go outdoors and see them all, because I think they have all the tents up and ready so you can actually see what the space is like. I'd love to be able to actually stand up. Might be easier for me than for Lawrence, because I'm pretty sure before we go outdoors, I'm going to meet Lawrence there. I'm just popping into the shopping centre. There are a pair of shoes that I got from next there. They're like a black mule. They're so comfortable and they're such a good slip-on shoe. They're kind of like wearing a Birkenstock in terms of how easy they are just to slip on. A lot more elevated than a Birkenstock, and they do them in a leopard print as well. And I thought that with a pair of jeans would look really good, and I saw that they've got them in stock at the next in the shopping centre, so I thought we could swing in there, buy those shoes. And I also need to pop into Primark because something that someone gave me a tip on actually for packing for wilderness is to put every outfit I have planned into separate packing cubes. So you've got every outfit sorted, ready to go, and you don't have to like faff around with like, what did I think this would go with? Especially as I'm not necessarily going to be able to unpack like I would in a hotel because we're going to be in a tent. So I thought I'd swing into Primark as well and just get a couple more packing cubes. So we're going to go in now. This is them here. I think I went for a 6.5 before. Got one at the back here. They are a little bit more expensive than the other ones, £40, and they've got more like this like texture to them rather than just flat leather. But I do think they'll look really good. We'll see at home with the outfit. I think they'll look good with. I completely forgot it's school holidays, so the queue at Primark is ridiculous. But I did swing in to the Works because when we were in New York, I got this travel bingo on Etsy, a vintage one, and it was all based on US kind of things, so things you wouldn't see here in the UK. But when I posted about that, I had so many of you guys tell me that the Works do a UK version one for like £1, and it's my niece and nephew's birthday tomorrow. I thought, let's pop in, see if they have it. They do. They actually have 3 different versions. Morning and bedtime routine bingo, a holiday one that's got things like ice cream, deck chair, things like that, and then a classic travel bingo one. I thought it'd be really cute to pick that up for them. And there's also, the Works is just great, isn't it? It's one of those shops that I think you could easily just spend loads of time and money in there. But I also found some of these little tubes of hide ducks, and I thought they'd really like that because then they can just hide all the little ducks around the house, maybe for each other to find, their parents to find. So I think these gifts as little like extra gifts on top of their proper one we got them will be really nice. So we got all of the tents here. This is so useful. So we've got all the tents, this is the outside bit, and they all go all the way out there as well. This is the first one that we've looked in. Really weird because we're looking in this, and this actually looks like I quite like this tent because it's like kind of like teepee style and it's really high. But it looks like someone's been squatting in here. Why have they not cleared this up? This is really, and how has this even got this dirty? This is really weird. We're trying to work out how to get this membership thing because this is £400, but members pay £275, so we don't really know how to do that. Do we have to get this stuff here? What's the footprint? I think this is kind of like a classic one that I've seen a lot of, but this makes me feel quite claustrophobic about how short and dark this one is. That's an inflatable one, is it? So you've got like inflatable bits here. Okay, we've worked out the membership thing. It's £5 for the year, but like on big purchase like this, it's well worth probably getting because there's some tents here, like this one that's inside. This,
that's £129.
So yeah, this is £129, but would be £360. So you save that much. Lawrence is going to sign up for the membership now. I think we're going to go for this one here, and we think this would be quite good because you've got like a sleeping area at the back. Then you have a whole section here where we can have our stuff. The Sendero 6. We've also picked up this sleeping bag, 2 of these single ones. It's like £80 each, but it's this really nice soft material, not like one of those waterproof sleeping bag materials. I really didn't want that. I was considering getting a duvet, a single duvet, and just taking that. But I think one of this kind of texture should be good. And we also picked up 2 new camping chairs because the ones that we got on Amazon are just really uncomfortable. Came to £335. We've already spent about, I'd say, 150 quid on stuff on Amazon, like a ground mat, trolley. We've saved £379.
So it would have been over 700 quid.
Would have been over 700 quid, but by paying £5 for the membership, got literally more than it actually cost off. Oh, I'm really excited now. I feel like I'm going to become a camping girly.
No, we're not.
Yeah, let's start camping now.
No, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, we are. We've ventured into South London this evening. I've got a book club meet with a load of other, I actually think there's only 4 of us attending this one, but I started a book club with a load of other food content creators, and Emily Cameron is going to be hosting today's one. I'll link all her stuff below. Her content Like, if you're ever stuck for dinner inspiration, she is just amazing. She's got a book out as well called World of Dumplings. I'll link all her stuff below. She's on like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, has her book. Just, I love her stuff so much. So she's hosting, and I'm so excited to see what she's going to put on. There was mention on the chat that there's going to be some form of like pasta situation, and someone else did say, shall we all bring a potluck thing? But Emily was like, no, don't worry, I've got it sorted. So I don't actually know if that's going to surface and if people would have brought things, because I didn't really bring a dish. I've brought a dessert. So I also saw my friend Georgia the other day, and she does the best cookies I have ever had. They are just so chocolatey and chunky. I asked her for the recipe because I was like, I just need to be able to make these myself. So I actually did. I'm trying to get them out to show you, but I've got loads of stuff in this bag. So I've got a dessert to bring along. I've also got something else to give to Emily, as well as a bunch of flowers from the garden. But yeah, we're doing the Blue Sisters as the book club book, and I actually, tell me if you guys agree with this or not. I audiobooked it. I personally think that's a cheat. I mean, I guess you're still reading it in the sense of you're getting the story and stuff, but is the whole point that you're there to increase your reading and just get better at reading books? That for me is why I personally join book clubs, because I am just really bad at picking up a book and reading them. So I personally think it's cheating, because I would prefer to read it. That's the whole reason I join these book clubs. But I knew that I'd be doing a lot of training for 3 Peaks and a lot of walking, so I just thought it makes a lot of sense for me to audiobook this one, because I'll be going on a lot of walks and it means I can habit stack a lot more, and it has worked out quite nicely. But I need to hold myself accountable with you guys in that the next one that we pick, I'm reading it. There's no audiobook. It was a really good book, Blue Sisters. Let me know what your thoughts are, and yeah, if you think that audiobooking on a book club is cheating, and if you've read it and what your thoughts are. I'm really intrigued to see what everyone else thinks of it, the topics that we're going to bring up. It's the first one that we've all done together, so I don't know how people want to work, if people have set questions they want to ask, or if we're just going to have a general chit chat and see how that like develops. I've got a few questions listed out in case we want a little bit more of a structure to the evening and discussing it. If you go to book clubs, how do you guys run it? Do you have any tips on running like good book clubs? Should you be coming with a bit of an agenda and maybe like certain questions that are asked every week so that people, when they're reading it, come armed with things to talk about? I personally think that's a good way of doing it, but I'm such a planner and organised fun person that I really wanted to come to this one being a little bit more chilled, a little bit more relaxed, and not trying to be like, this is how I think we should do it. So yeah, if anyone's got any tips on how they do book clubs, I'm all ears. Really want to know, because yeah, I want this to be a good, long-lasting one that we're all just really happy to be a part of. And I think we're going to be doing it every couple of months or so. I think that's a good amount of time to be able to give people to read books. And something that I do always like to do, and I wasn't able to do on this one when I've been on other book clubs with other friends, is I really love to be able to try and find one food link within the book or a couple, and then bring a dish that's around that food link. But this one here, couldn't find really any links. There was one about what they would serve at the sisters. Bit of a spoiler. It's about, is it a spoiler? I think you know this within the first few like chapters of reading the book, but it's about 4 sisters and one of them dies, and it's about how the other 3 sisters deal with their grief around her death. And the only food link I could find was about the food that was served at the sisters' funeral, but it's fine. So yeah, really excited. We'll see what everyone thinks of it, and also see what Emily's cooked. I'm very excited. Is this the recipe that you posted online?
It is actually.
Oh my god, you'll have to send me the link and I can.
Okay. Well, I hope it's good.
I'll be able to link it below for you.
What in your professional opinion?
Oh my god, in your professional opinion, you're more of a food content
I'm
creator
thinking
than I
maybe
am.
like,
You've got a book.
and then boom.
Yeah. I think I like
And then
that.
it's like chunkier bits.
Yeah, I think chunky bits would be quite nice for that.
Or into thirds.
No, I think going with a chunky slice. Everyone wants a chunky slice of texture. Let's get the cross section there.
It's already warm.
Yeah, you're gonna have to share the recipe to that one. With what? No, it'll be on your page, won't it?
Of like bread though.
But I'm of sourdough.
Okay,
Not of yeasted, you know? Yeast is so much easier. So, we've got some focaccia. What else have you planned on doing?
Okay, yes. So
What's on the menu?
on the menu we have. So embarrassingly, it's not actually inspired by the book.
Oh, no worries.
Well,
but actually, I was literally just telling these guys that. There's like no food links.
No, that's why I was like, okay, I just couldn't think of anything. But who did something that was like New York based? Oh, Eleanor did like a hummus that has bagel seasoning,
that's
which is
quite.
clever.
Oh, yeah, of course, because they have bagels.
But then a
quite
lot of it's like
bit.
Hampstead Heath, so I'm like,
Yeah.
So anyway, I just kind of went for a dish that I was like, cool, we're just going to make it from scratch and just have fun. So we've got focaccia here. So this is olive oil, garlic, parsley, chili flakes, lemon, and chickpeas.
Are they the bold beancos?
They are indeed.
But they're the perfect ones,
They are,
aren't they? They're
aren't
so good.
And then this is a slow cooked tomato, shallots, and garlic. And then I'm going to add in some orzo and do a gluten-free pasta for Ellie. And then we're going to top it with feta cheese. And then for the vegans, do like kind of like a basil, garlic, spicy thing.
Oh, nice. Okay. We love a like menu that you can veganise, gluten-free-inize, and I feel like this is like the perfect
Customizable,
one.
baby.
Yeah, exactly. So good. Oh, thank you so much. This seems so good. Glorious.
Stunning.
Wow. What's this one? What do we have here?
Oh, so that is like an olive oil dip. So we've got like olives,
Oh my God,
parsley, fried shallots.
Thank you.
Wow, that looks
Amazing.
kind of like a nice like dippy.
Yeah, dippy.
dip.
Fun dip.
Thank you.
yeah.
We've got such a good team here. Look at everyone. I'll link everyone's accounts below because good food for sure.
Only ones I could think of were Chitty makes the roast lamb.
Yeah.
That's not gonna
Yeah.
work. And then
That's
they have
clever.
egg and cheese rolls from the bodega like 3 times. And that's not gonna work. So we have hummus with everything bagel seasoning and some like pretzels as like a nod to New York.
That is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
That is so
Really
is
doing-
it shallots? Like
I did
caramelized shallots?
Yeah, I fried the shallots in the olive oil and then
So good.
This is a very you-coded dipper.
Yeah, it is.
This one.
I literally, that was such a rogue one because I was literally like, Eleanor was there and I was like panicking like,
Eleanor's like literally done it all in like almost 24 hours. Like read the whole
I
book.
started the book
So
last
impressive.
night at like 7 p.m. I finished it at 20 past
Time
5.
management though, you
I
just think
left
like,
at 5:40.
Did you sleep?
So well because I read for so long before
Yeah, you're
bed.
in the deep.
Demi's found a website where you can like find questions for book clubs. Do you remember what it's called?
no, but I'm gonna have to look at
Is it ChatGPT?
It's just called bookclubs.com.
And it gives you nice like talking points and
Yeah,
stuff.
and you basically research, you look up the book, and then it kind of gives
I
you
love it.
lots of different fun questions. Do we want to start with just like what everyone
Here it is.
thought?
Yes.
And then we could go deeper.
I actually think we're all really easy to please. So yeah, you literally give me anything. As well. Yeah. Like her writing style. Very really like. Yeah.
I feel like throughout the book, I have like that sister's my favourite. Oh wait,
yeah.
like that story's my favourite. That's one.
I was gonna be
So wait, did it change throughout? She like did that really well. That was one of my favourite bits about the book. She like kind of gritty.
So half of Yellow Face is good, half of it is bad. That's my theory.
I think that's a really sweet way to think about it.
Children.
Yeah, post-kids, she had them done. Not that I wasn't, or I want to say that about myself, but
Gluten morning, guys. Nights like last night, oh my god, they fill my cup so much. I've said it before when I've talked about Cara on here, but creating friends through doing this content creation, I just never really thought of. I think I just always assumed that you hear horror stories of people, especially within the beauty and fashion content space, about it being quite catty and competitive, and it could totally be like that because at the end of the day, like you are, I guess, in competition with these other creators, and it's just not like that at all, and it's just so lovely. I really thought that leaving my corporate job, I would be quite lonely with going full-time and doing this, and actually it's turned out to be the opposite, not just because of the fact that I get to do evenings like last night with other people in the industry, but actually because I'm able to talk with you guys a bit more as well. I just, for some reason, everything just feels so much better. I feel so much happier in this kind of life, and yeah, creating friends is just something that I just never really considered. I never considered that this would lead to brand new friendship groups, and it's really, really nice. And the book was great. We all really Emily said something quite interesting. She said that she wouldn't say that she enjoyed it because it is quite like hard hitting, but she did like reading it, but like the topic and how she felt reading it can be like quite difficult at times. It's all about grief, and I think it's quite a good book if you're looking for a holiday beach book. I didn't find it that sad listening to it, but there are sad topics and there are certain elements that it goes quite deep into personality traits of all the sisters and all the things that they have wrong with them and things like that. It was really good. If anything, it was just really lovely to just have an evening with the girls where it's just us. It's just doing something that's like friends do, and 'cause a lot of the time we only see each other at either like book launches or other PR events, things that are always linked to our like food, and also it always be about food. So really, really lovely evening, and really do recommend the book. I really liked it. I've got a couple of parcels here that I'm just opening. I'm heading into London today, actually. I've been invited, this is wild, to an awards ceremony. The Reality TV Awards ceremony. I am so nervous, but so excited. This is an exclusive for you guys because I feel like you guys deserve to know what the long-term plan is, because you're here for the long haul. My long-term plan is I'd love to almost be like the Olivia Attwood of food documentaries, doing some quite maybe like hard-hitting food topics or ones that are a little bit risque. And the reason I like Olivia Attwood is because I just feel like her approach when she's speaking to people, actually doing these either fetishes or surgeries, she's so warm and understanding, and she's there to listen and learn. And sometimes I feel like when I'm watching a Stacey Dooley documentary, it can be a little bit judgmental. I feel like the questions that she asks can be a little bit, judgy. Same with Louise Theroux in a way. I feel like it can be a little bit, they don't agree with what's being said, and that kind of shows. But I feel like Olivia Attwood isn't like that. She's very composed, understanding, and how much she just wants to learn about it all. And ultimately, my goal would be, I'd love to do that kind of thing. So tonight could be really interesting. I'm really hoping that maybe I can network with a few people that are in that industry. So I'm heading into London in a bit. I actually realised I have something in my wardrobe. It's this really beautiful cos. It's actually a beach cover up, and it's in this lovely coral colour. And the material's sheer. It's high neck, and it's like really like zoom, like that. And if I was to wear a pair of like big underwear and like Bardot band underneath it, I think that that's going to work quite nicely as an outfit. I've got a few things that I need to do here before we go. I've only got a few bits here. Oh, this is interesting. So I've been sent this. This is burnt green chili sauce. Good for fresh Thai sauces, dipping, dressing, and stir frying. That's great. Like when we were in New York, we went to a place called Thai Diner, and this is when we went back on the return bit. So I didn't vlog that bit, kind of just took it as doing just TikToks, Instagrams, that kind of stuff. But I'll put the review that I did of it down below, the link below, because oh my God, if you're going to Manhattan, really recommend putting Thai Diner on your list. Really interesting dishes. It's essentially a diner that like sells Thai food, but it's just some beautiful dishes, and it's just made me really fall back in love with Thai food. I love Southeast Asian flavours and spices and cooking anyway, but I always lean towards the kind of Cantonese style, and it just made me realise like, no, let's get back into cooking with things like galang galao, lemongrass, and have more of like a Thai flavour to things. So that's going to be quite interesting. I think a salad with that will be delicious. I think this is going to be some coffee. Got it in a bag. Look at this. These kind of PR things are so exciting. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's their choc ice beans, created for exceptional cold brew and iced espresso drinks. How nice is that? And I really like chocolatey and nutty notes to my beans. I prefer that to having, I don't really like berries and cherry, like those kind of high acidity notes. Oh, like this. I'm not always a massive fan of this kind of thing. So this is, I'm guessing, going to be more like fruit blend, which, because I'm not a massive fan of it, we'll put that in the giveaway, because I would rather you guys benefit from that than me try and enjoy something that I know I won't like that flavour compared to this one. So we'll put that in the giveaway. What are these bits here? We have a glass that goes with it as well. And this tote bag. Like, how nice is that tote bag? It's very Trader Joe's-esque. I like that. How fun. Stop. Look at that. I don't need glasses like this because I'm quite particular with the glasses that we have. Like, if I had a full set of these, I'd maybe keep it. But I just have such a thing about having mismatched glasses. I can't do it. And mugs. I can't do it. I need to have like a set of 6. Can't do the 1 or 2 ones. Maybe I could do like having 2 really nice mugs on a shelf as a part of like a design element to a dining space, and then use those every now and then. But having them as my everyday ones, for me personally, I can't do it. I can't do mismatched glasses. So, giveaway. That will be in the giveaway, which I'm really excited for. I might even put the tote bag in, because as cool as that tote bag is, I'm also quite strict with our tote bags. I have all of the turtle bag string ones. You know what it's like. You can just accumulate so many different tote bags. Although it might be quite a good one to use to take to a friend's house when taking some like baked goods and some flowers and a bottle of wine. Maybe I'll keep it, but I think I will put that in the giveaway. And then that one there, so we'll put that in the giveaway as well. How fun are they? Thank you so much. This is from the company Square Mile Coffee Roasters. How nice. And something else actually that I wanted to share with you. I saw my lovely friend Georgia and her partner the other day for dinner, and it was my birthday whilst we were away, and she has just put together the most beautiful gift basket. And gift giving is one of my love languages, but I definitely never expect it back. So when I get a gift that someone's really put some time and effort and thought and love into, it's so heartwarming. It's so nice that anyone takes the time to think of anyone, and that's why I do it, because you're always going to want a really thoughtful gift, you know. I do this as well, where I get these crates from Primark, but the fact that she's put this little like frilly bit around the edge, I love this. I'm really interested to try these jalapeno barbecue puff crisps. I guess they're kind of like the quinoa ones. Some lip balm here because I'm constantly using lip balm. I love a sour sweet, and she's got a couple of sour sweets here for me. Some more of my favourite chili oil, which is the Lao Gan Ma one. This here as well, which she was like, I have no idea what this is, and I don't know really either, which I love that it's interesting. It's preserved cabbage, it says here. So we'll have to crack this open at some point and see what that's like. And then we've also got some little bath salts. I know that she really loves this hazelnut cream. I mentioned on a vlog that I'm trying to get better with my accessory collection. So she's got me a couple of new earrings from H&M, a couple of tops as well. Got this lovely mixing bowl here. Then the cutest thing that she had done, she's had this made for me, this apron that says gluten morning on it. How cute is that? She had that done on Etsy, and I just think that is the most thoughtful, kind, sweet thing ever. So I just thought I would share with you guys, because I know a lot of you ask me for ideas for doing gift baskets. So here's another one for you, not done by me, done by my friend. Take note of the things that your friend really loves, and even if it was just a box with the sour sweets, the Lao Gan Ma, I'll be happy with that. Like, she made me some amazing cookies that I said to you about yesterday as well. Absolutely lovely that anyone takes the time to think of you like that. Right, so I'm gonna have some breakfast now, and then I need to do a couple of emails, and then we'll head into London and go to this event. Right, I am ready to go to the awards. I'm now like thinking this is a bit risque, but it's gonna be like an evening thing, right? And I'm sat like at a table, so I think this is gonna be okay. It's my only option, so it has to be okay. But this is the final look. Hopefully you can see it all. I really like it. I think the colour's good. We've got like a big underwear thing. It is like, it's a beach cover-up, so there's a big slit here. There's enough fabric for it to like flow and stuff. Got my trusty APC bag. I don't really have any like evening bags, so I guess that's kind of like gonna have to do. And then just my trusty and other stories, like mule hills that I have. Gonna order an Uber now and get on our way.
Amazing 14th annual National Reality TV Awards. Are you ready for a good night? The shows remind us that food is more than fuel. It's 100% entertainment too.
So without further ado, here are the nominees for Best Food Show 2025.
I don't want to brag, guys, but I just perfectly timed Uber back to my sister-in-law's with a delivery of a Deliveroo from Wingstop. It was like clockwork. Because there's no food at the event. They did bring round a few sandwiches. It wasn't a sit-down meal. There wasn't anything substantial there at all. So I was absolutely ravenous and got the taxi back. Uber pulled up to the house. Deliveroo arrived with my Wingstop. Perfect timing. And I'll sign off this vlog here. Thank you so much for watching another one. I hope you have the most beautiful week. And we'll see you at Wilderness Festival. Bye.